Did you ever feel like you were stuck in a never-ending waiting room with someone who might love you back? Someone you want to bring into your life, but they're a little hesitant, a little wishy-washy. They show just enough interest. They text you just enough, you hang out just enough to keep you hanging on, to give you hope that one day they're going to want to step into a relationship with you. But it's never enough to become something real. You're always in this situationship space, and you can't stop thinking about them. You're always doing the odds in your head. Are they interested in me? This time we hung out, we got into some really deep conversations, and they told me a lot about their childhood. Are they really into me? And then I didn't hear from them for a week. Maybe they're not. And you keep hanging on, hoping for something to grow. Let's talk about what's really going on under this sort of obsession and why it feels so impossible to walk away. In this video, I'm breaking down the psychology behind being stuck with an indecisive partner and why we keep chasing toxic hope. We'll talk about limerence, intermittent reinforcement, and the fantasy that you've built up in your head that keeps you trapped in something one-sided. Number one, as humans, we want to figure things out. We want answers. We want solid resolutions. And if we're really stuck on someone who's indecisive, who gives us mixed messages, we keep coming back to the situation to try and figure it out. This time they did this, the next time they did that. We're trying to play detective to figure out what's the real story. Are they really into me? If they're not, do they have an attachment issue? Or are they just not interested in me? And that desire for more information, that desire for answers, keeps us trapped in these undefined situations. Sometimes we have to sort of relinquish the idea of knowing. You might never find out what the real story is. Number two, next there's the sunk cost fallacy. When you've invested time and energy into something, walking away can feel like a failure. You know that idea. I've been with them for this amount of time. I can't just let go now. So you keep pursuing something that's not working rather than cutting the cord and moving on. Number three, it can also become a mission in self-worth. We try harder so they can see our value without acknowledging the fact that we have intrinsic value. The issue really might be with them and not with us. But because of childhood wounds, because of past trauma, we might get stuck in a loop of wanting to prove ourselves to someone. You can really start to believe that if you earn their love, you're validated. That means something positive about you. Number four, these obsessive longings for people. This limerent behavior feels epic. It feels like an epic romance, like out of a movie. Not a crush, not an obsession, but something larger than that. It's an obsessive longing that's driven by fantasy, not facts. And the stories you tell yourself in your head, what the relationship would be like if you were together, imagining dates with them, imagining nights in, that fuels this hyper focus on them and keeps you trapped longer. Number five, an indecisive lover fuels limerence. They're hot, they're cold, they're in, they're out. It makes you confused, it makes you think about them more, and increases the hyperfocus. Those unpredictable good morning or I miss you texts, the indecisiveness, the sort of when are they going to resurface idea, that's fuel for limerence because you get a dopamine hit every time you hear from them. You might decide you're sick of this behavior, you don't want to hear from them again, you hope that you never see them again, but enough time goes by, you start to remember all the good things about them, and then when you get this text, you're like, oh, I remember them. We had such good times together. You're not mad anymore, and you're more willing to re-enter this flirtation. But it remains confusing. They're still not willing to move forward into anything committed. The unpredictability is psychological bait that keeps you trapped longer. Number six, we can often reframe our discomfort, our suffering, as a noble loyalty. Holding on feels like devotion. You do anything for them. You're there for them. You support them. And that feels like it puts you at a higher level than other people. However, that's not the case. They might be taking advantage of you or using you as an emotional pit stop, taking all the support you give them, but not giving you anything in return. Number seven, the dream, the fantasy, can feel safer and more comfortable than the truth. Toxic hope keeps us stuck in what if. What could be, the maybe, rather than looking at what is and moving on. You want to let go of toxic hope and really see this relationship for what it is, rather than holding on to a possibility. Because there's a great chance that they might never reach their potential. They might never see what a great partner you are, how much you give them, and you're just going to be wasting very precious time there. Time is your most precious resource. You can never earn more. You only have a finite amount, and you don't want to waste it with someone who's not giving back to you. And lastly, look at it like this. They're not always confused. They might be just comfortable. This might work for them. They might like a situationship. You could be someone who soothes them, a friend, a soft place to land, and they're comfortable with you, but if they're not willing to commit and you want to be in a committed relationship, you have to move on. You don't want to just be hanging out forever. It's very hurtful to see that you're not their priority, but that truth can free you. If any of this hits home, don't go anywhere. Hit the follow button, because in my next video, we're going to dive into how to break the limerence cycle, how to get out of this. We'll talk about emotional detox and what to do if your brain won't stop spinning these what-if scenarios. Hit subscribe and share this with someone you think needs to hear it. Remember, real love, you don't have to do the ons and wonder, oh, is this moving forward? Is it not? You don't feel like you're on pins and needles all the time. Real love feels like peace.